I know that I've said before that your brain can't tell the difference between your reality and your imagination, but that's not entirely true. A lot of studies have shown that if you can imagine something and you can also see it in real life, it activates the same parts of your brain. As you imagine things and as you create this world in your imagination, your brain basically distinguishes between what's real and what's fake using a reality threshold, basically. When you're imagining something, usually the signals aren't as strong. Usually that image isn't strong enough to basically cross that reality threshold and make your brain imagine it as real. However, if your specific image that you are thinking about, the imagination that you are conjuring up in your brain is strong enough, is vivid enough, it can pass into that reality threshold and your brain accepts that as being real. In this last episode of the Mindset series, I want to talk about visualization and how you can use this to basically hack your way through so many things in life. One guy that I love on here who always interviews millionaires and billionaires, and one thing that so many of them talk about is this concept of visualization, that they sat there and they basically rehearsed for the life that they wanted. They would sit there and meditate and think about where they wanted to be and what they wanted to do. Some go even as far as making like mental images where they'll go on Canva or other processes like that and basically like create a movie of what they want their life to be like, and they spend a couple minutes every single day visualizing themselves in that life. And in my last video, I talked about how I used to do these things where I would rehearse for success. I would sit there, pretend that I am talking to a news anchor or that I'm on a reality show or whatever it is, and I'm giving my story of something. Typically, I'd be talking about a specific business that I had, and I'd be acting as if I'm already there doing all those things. I'm answering questions about that business. I'm answering questions about my success. And when I close my eyes, when I think about it, I can see everything. It's basically like I'm transported into that state. I can see, for example, I'm going to use my coffee shop, okay? When I close my eyes, I can see my coffee shop. I can smell the different things that are going on there. I can hear all the noises around me, and I can picture myself in that environment. But we can also do this through guided meditations where you kind of sit there and you're following along to what someone is saying, and it's basically allowing you to imagine this different state of life in your brain. You do this correctly and you can create images that are vivid enough, create this imagination that's vivid enough, your brain will take that as real. And then what happens? Essentially, things start to align up for you. If your brain takes you for being this business owner, you're now going to slowly adopt more traits in your day-to-day that are going to align with those of the business owner, right? Maybe your organization skills get better, maybe your time management gets better, maybe you get better at networking with people, or you go and seek opportunities where you can network with others. It's kind of like the rest of the world has no choice but to mirror back what you think about yourself and what you think about what you do, right? So everything kind of unfolds to make that happen for you. In order to get back to the parts of my life where I kept collecting wins like it was nothing, I really feel like I need to get back on my visualization routine. This concludes the mindset section of this series. We're almost halfway done. Tomorrow we're going to dive into beauty and we're going to keep on thriving.